Hi guys, I'm Andy. Welcome back to Backpacking UK. If hiking, backpacking and wild camping are your thing, please hit that subscribe button because that's what this channel's all about. Right, today I'm spending 3 days in the wild. So I've come to the Lake District on my own to see if I can survive 3 days. Now, this is proper solo wild camping. It's just me. I've had to bring absolutely everything with me because I've got to be totally self-sufficient. So I'm starting my journey at the Kirkstone Pass Inn. I've got an enormous amount of content for you. This wind is relentless. So here we are, Angle Tarn. Oh wow, wow. It's just stunning. So what I thought I'd do for you today is a live loadout. My plan is to try and take on a 25-mile route, taking in over 20 Wainwrights. It's going to be an absolute killer. The weather forecast is pretty bad. Gusts of up to 60 miles an hour. Lots of wind as well, lots of rain, and hopefully a little bit of sunshine mixed in there too. But yeah, the weather conditions are pretty savage. But what I want to do is go through with you all the kit that I've got, why I bought it, my sort of feelings as I'm going through all this, my thought processes. And really just to show you what you can achieve when you come out wild camping on your own. So this is a proper backpacking trip, there's no doubt about it. You know, it's easy to do one night wild camps. This is a different ball game, this is, and I've had to bring the lot with me. So let's get started. So today I'm using my Osprey Atmos 65 backpack, fully loaded. It weighs 16 kilos, which is more than I would have wanted. I would have wanted more like 13, to be honest, for this sort of trip. However, it has got some gear in there that only YouTube creators have to take, so there is a bit of a penalty there. But because the conditions are just so bad, I just can't take any chances. So I've got quite a lot of winter gear. It's a funny sort of temperature. It's quite mild, but the peaks with the wind chill, it's forecast down to like -5. So I've had to bring lots of winter gear with me, just to make sure I'm safe, really. So it's always better to be safe than sorry. So just willing to take that weight penalty for hopefully an increase in enjoyment and safety. Right, here we go. First Wainwright of the day, Stony Cove Pike. Now, yep, it's me again, it's windy again. Just see if I can get through here. The wind's picked up, just went through a bit of rain, but it's good to have bagged a Wainwright. When you go on these backpacking trips, just make sure you set yourself goals. Like in my case, I'm using Wainwrights, but it could be a stream, a lake, a summit, could be a distance, could be an elevation, just something. Break down your backpacking trip into little goals, and it just gives you that sort of satisfaction, that sense of achievement. Just keeps you going on, especially in the tough times. This wind is relentless. God, I know I said 60-mile-an-hour gusts, but my God, like, my trekking poles are keeping me up. I don't know if you can see it. It's got to get off this mountain. It's so tough. So tough. I'm only probably 100 metres left, but it's taking forever. Got to keep going. Right, here we are, Thornthwaite Crag, 784 metres. I earned that one. The first one was easy. That was ridiculously hard. So bagged that. Now got to get myself above 800 metres to get onto High Street and hit the Carn there. Right, I think this is High Street, 828 metres. That or Racecourse Hill is certainly the Carn anyway. So probably about halfway through day one. Legs are feeling good. Lecky poles have taken an absolute battering. I can't believe that carbon's still in one piece. Look at it. Saved my bacon a couple of times, which is really good. Really appreciative of that. So let's crack on to the next one. That's Wainwright number 3. Oh, finally I can see something. Probably the most I've seen for a couple of hours, but it's just these weather fronts just keep coming in. I've decided to be this side of the wall because the other side is absolute sheer drop, and the way the wind is, it'd push me right down the cliff. So yeah, not doing that. But yeah, still feeling good, still feeling positive. Right, I'm here at the Knot, 739 metres, and I'm hiding behind the Carn. But if I stand up, you can see just how windy it is. Scenery's still really nice, but yeah, not a lot of protection up here. But yeah, it's just so nice to be out and about, just feel alive. Right, this is Rest Dodd, 696 metres. That was steep incline. Feeling quite tired now, but I'm rewarded with some great views. Absolutely brilliant views. It's quite nice. The clouds lifted for me. The wind's slightly backed off. Yeah, I'm looking forward to setting up camp now. I tell you what, this wild camp is just going to feel so good after this hiking and backpacking. It's just been really tough today. So here we are, Angle Tarn, and they're the Angle Tarn pikes. Oh wow, wow, wow. It's just stunning. It really, really is. I'm chuffed to bits. Done over 7 miles, done over 1,000 metres of elevation, including 1,000 metres of descent, which is not easy at all when it's slippy, wet and windy. Bagged 5 Wainwrights, so I'm chuffed with that. Now, winds of up to 60 mile an hour, double rain coming later. I've got to choose my spot really wisely. Now, there are a lot round Angle Tarn. You might have seen some of the photos in summer. Somebody counted 20 tents. I can count none because I'm the only idiot out here trying to wild camp. But I'm going to basically just try and find the best place that I can. I've got a very special tent that I'm hoping will see me through the night. It's a new tent to you. So let's find a pitch and let's get this tent up. Right, so I found this cracking spot. beneath this rock in a tiny little cove. Now, don't trust this wind because it's been swirling round all afternoon, changing directions, so I'm going to pitch my tent properly, bought loads of pegs, made sure it's got the extra features that I need, got some strengthening poles. I'm going to do everything, I just want it to survive. So what I'm going to do is pitch my tent as quick as I can because the rain's just about to start. Right, so the tent I got today is the Tarptent Scarp 1. It's the 2022 version. I bought a footprint, I bought the crossing poles. People say you don't need them, but a lot of people don't wild camp on days like today. So what I'm going to do, just going to set the footprint out so I know roughly where it's going to be. Yes, the ground is spongy, but it's quite quiet, so it doesn't bother me too much. So that's the ground sheet laid out. Now, just start pitching this tent. Right, so now bought the crossing poles with me, so hopefully give him a bit of strength, which I think, to be honest, tonight they'll definitely need because the weather is not going to back off. If anything, it's going to get worse. Right, I'm going to get stuff in my tent just before the rain really comes in, and then I'll show you around the tent. So as you can see, you've got a bit of a ground sheet there flapping around, but the idea is it just means you can put your gear on there, put the crossbars on, just tied them down. I've used all the guy-in points, including this extra one on the side. It's got a few like little modifications there, got a bit more fabric so it doesn't rub the top because it's made of kitchen towel, and yeah, it's just a nice tent, bearing in mind it's still really blowing. It's not moving around a lot, which means I might possibly get some sleep tonight, but I don't want to jinx it. Right, so before it gets dark, let's just have a little mooch about. As you can see, that's my pitch. I've seen a few guys with some big backpacks coming over this way, so it gives me a little bit of confidence that I've got a good spot. But just take you to the edge, and there's a bit of a drop down there, but the actual water of Angle Tarn, I mean, there's like, you could go surfing on that water. There's so much movement. Oh my gosh. So the three guys that are just talking about, they're over there, obviously not happy with their first pitch, so might end up next to me. And day like today, I wouldn't blame them, to be honest, and I wouldn't mind it either. I think it might be a long night. So what I thought I'd do for you today is a live loadout. Now, this is all the wild camping gear that I'm using for the 3 days. I'm not in my garden, I'm not down the local park. This is it. This is what I really take with me. This is all my camping gear. So, Osprey Atmos 65 backpack. Some of you think it's heavy. Anti-gravity back system is amazing. This had 16 kilos in today. After the first mile, to be honest, I totally forgot about it. It really was that comfy. I've got my Garmin InReach Mini 2, which is a satellite device, good safety device to have if you can afford it. I've even got an Apple iTag, they're worth bringing with you as well. So the two hip pockets, they have got my Eccles cakes. I never come away without them, and the other one standard sort of flapjack. Now what I've got in the lid, let's go through the lid first. So I've absolutely packed this backpack. So what I've done, I've got the main compartment, a dry bag. I keep other dry bags in there too to keep all my kit together. The lid, I've got further dry bags, and the sleeping bag compartment, I've got another dry bag. So first one, it's like Christmas this is. What have I actually got? So got a fleece, didn't need that with me today, not so far. I've got a t-shirt for tomorrow because this one's not particularly fresh, let's be honest. I've got a couple of Innovate mitts, which I didn't need because I was hot. And I've got my Sea to Summit collapsible mug, which I'll be using any second. Now I've also got in the lid, I've got something to eat, chicken fajita with rice, chicken fried rice, and chicken tikka with rice, a big one. And that is really good. Chicken tikka, something to eat meal is absolutely lovely. Now in the rain cover compartment, I've also got chocolate pudding. Get in. I've got that. 2 saurines and my waterproof cover, and that is it. So that's the lid done. That's the hip pockets done. I've got a sit pad, which is from Decathlon. Might as well sit on it as I bought it. In the other side, I've got a dry bag with a Tesco's carrier bag, so that's where I take all my rubbish. And to be honest, if I see some rubbish out and about, quite often I'll pick it up and take it away with me. So let's move this bag round. So one side I've got my Life Straw water filtration device. I'll do a review on this at some time. That's the water filter, so it's a bit like a soy squeeze. Also got my 2 platypus foldable water bottles, which are absolutely brilliant. In the other side of this, what I had was the ground sheet and my tent pegs. Right, so in the main compartment, what have I got? Nims, Beyond Possible. I've seen the film documentary on Netflix, awesome. So it's going to get dark pretty early tonight. It's getting dark now, so I'm going to be on this rather than on my phone. So I've got that. I've got Sea to Summit event dry bag. These are brilliant, these are. So when you squish them down, the event bit, even though it's fully waterproof, will let the air out. This has got my wrap down jacket in there, and my wrap down jacket is big, so it's superb that it gets that small. I've also got my water bladder in there, porridge for the morning. I have got my brand new Big Agnes Rapide SL insulated sleeping mat. Now this is a monster. 9 centimetres thick in the middle, 11 centimetres thick on the outside. I've got the wide version as well. It's got an R rating of I think 4.2, got some Polartec insulation in there. This should transform my night's sleep, fingers crossed. Next I have the all important coffees for the morning. Then I have a towel. Then I have, yeah, we know what that's for. We don't need to talk about that. It's just got to be done. Then I've got, which are really good, these Osprey. They're like dry bag, square bag things, but they're just really good for organising things. So this is my electrical one. So I've got earphones. I've got these type of earphones too, which just sit on the side of your ears so you can still hear what's going on. Good if you get freaked out in the dark. Got a ton of cables, got my head torch, got my power pack, and I've got my flex tail gear tiny pump X thing because I do not want to blow into my new insulated sleeping mat and risk it getting a bit mouldy. It also acts as a lantern. Now I've got a sponge just for condensation, and so when I pack it away I can give it a little wipe down. Now I've got my jet boil with a 200-gram canister in there. So jet boil stash, super light, perfect for today. I'll use that very soon. I've also got another dry bag. What's this dry bag got in? Oh, it is like Christmas. Don't even know what's going on. So another dry bag is boxers, another base layer for tomorrow, and base layer bottoms, which I have not needed today. Tomorrow could be a different story. So what else is in the sack? Another little dry bag. These are like got my toiletries in it. Coffee bags, don't know if you've seen them. I've got a bit of deodorant, bit of Vaseline for my lips, head and shoulders. That's the only thing, being a YouTube content creator with hair, you've got to look fairly respectable. Wipes, tons of milk, I don't know why I bought that much, toothpaste, toilet roll, toothbrush, knife and fork, and a few other tiny little bits. Then I've got my first aid kit, which was actually towards the top of my backpack, has just slipped down. So always keep it near the top, because if you need it, you want to be able to get to it. OS map, I should say, I know my way around the Lake District reasonably well, but always take like OS map, and I've got it on my watch and on my phone as well. If you use OS maps on your phone, you can download the maps so they can be offline, which is really, really, really good. And to finish my wild camping gear loadout, the live loadout, I've got my sleeping bag in another Seed Summit event, sleeping bag, and I've got yet another dry bag which has got in it socks for the morning, my pillow, which I can't wait, my little new Nemo pillow, eye mask, neck thingy, earplugs, and my little grab hat, which I might put on now. So that is it. Hopefully you liked my wild camping gear loadout. This is for real. This is what I've taken with me. Put in the comments if you think I've missed anything or I've got too much. But if I've missed anything, by the way, there's no turning back. Oh, the other thing that I've got somewhere is my jet boil flash stove and a lighter as well. That was the other things that was with my wash bag, so I promise I haven't forgotten that. And my little canister stove stand as well. Right, first things first. Oh, I'm so hungry. So here we go. Got my jet boil stash with my brand new 200-gram jet boil canister. So I'm guessing I'm going to need a lot of coffees the next couple of days, so I bought the 200-gram one. It's more for coffees than for food, this is. So let's just get that on there. So a really nice bit of kit, jet ball stash, super light. I think it's supposed to be the lightest or something like that, but to be honest, it doesn't matter. It's just really good backpacking gear. Put it on the 200 canister stand, marks like that. Try not to use your stove in the tent. Sometimes you have to, but try not to. Now, let's get this going. Get that on there, crank it up. Use my life straw. It's like a soy squeeze, basically. Always put the lid on. Just increases efficiency. You're going to use less gas. Means you can eat more. Means you can have more coffees. So my meal for today is going to be the bumper size chicken tikka with rice summit to eat meal, and this is good. They cost a fortune, but it's really good. Those poor guys that are putting up their tents, they timed that just wrong. Oh, it's absolutely peeing it down, trying to put tents up, bless them. And the wind. Right, so tent is pitched, as good as I can get it. Had a coffee, had to. Now I'm going to tuck into my summit to eat chicken tikka masala. Was lovely. Just need like a little naan bread, a couple of poppadoms, and that'll finish it off lovely. Have a little review of today. So, I knew the weather was going to be bad. I started at Kirkstone Pass Inn, Stony Cove Crag, the first Wainwright. I was cheating a little bit because I'd obviously started at higher elevation. However, going down the other side of it, that was sketchy. That was really, really sketchy, that was. Again, those sort of scrambly descents with a backpack on, it's never fun, especially, you know, if it's wet and windy as well. Then Thornthwaite Crag, that was a different ball game. So I got let off on the first Wainwright. Second Wainwright, my gosh, that was challenging. That really, really was. Yeah, I was just glad to get to the top of that one. Then it was quite a simple case of just following on to High Street. I think that was about 828 metres, so it's really high. Got little glimpses of the stunning scenery. The wind, as quick as it came, it went. Literally, as soon as I tried to get a camera out, that was it. It was gone, thing of the past. Then it was to the knot, which was absolutely fine. Again, the descent off the knot was really, really tricky. Didn't particularly enjoy that. And then the fifth Wainwright of the day, Rest Dodd. It just came down from one fell straight up into the other, and I mean straight up. I'm pretty fit and I had to have a rest halfway. I had to have one of my cheeky Eccles cakes, but that was tough. That was just, yeah, used that last little bit of energy. But once I got to the top, looked across, I could see Angle Tarn pikes. Then Angle Tarn came into view. wow, all of a sudden you just get that second wind and just soldier on to the finish. Angle Tarn itself's been just absolutely stunning, to be honest. It's really, really nice place. I haven't had as much rain as I thought. However, it's made up for it in wind. So a good thing about the Tarptent Scarp 1 is, even though it's one person tent, it's got 2 vestibules. So I'm able to put my wet backpack and my wet waterproof top in one side. On the other side, I've got my wet waterproof bottoms and my very wet but dry inside Aku hiking boots, which I've got to say are stunning. Handmade Italian boots. It's unreal. The comfort, the grip, the waterproofness. Yeah, just fantastic hiking boots. So tonight, going to be trying out my new Big Agnes Rapide SL inflatable sleeping mat. So it weighs about 680 grams. It's got an R value of 4.2, which to be honest is pretty good for UK winters. I've done loads and loads and loads of research, and it is supposed to be one of the most comfortable ones out there. So let's test that tonight. I've got my Nemo Philo Elite, like backpacking pillow. It's got a really nice topper on, basically. So imagine your Trekology type pillow, but with a nice soft topper on. Then I've got my Black Ice G700 sleeping bag, which is a budget sleeping bag. It's 700 fill power. This is supposed to take you down, has a comfort rating of -5 degrees. So I've got a nice insulated mat. I've got a nice down sleeping bag, and I've got this Nemo Philo pillow. It should be nice. But a little tip for you, never pump these things up too much. Don't pump your mat as hard as it can get. Don't blow your pillow up as hard as it can get. It's just not comfy. So blow it up full, let a bit of air out. Perfect. I'll report back in the morning. One, see if I actually got any sleep. And 2, is it comfy? Is it warm? So this is what I did today. This is Kirkstone Pass. Kirkstone Pass ends down here. Came up here, across to Stony Cove Pike. That was nice and easy. However, as you can see, it's really, really steep. Coming down from there, and then really, really steep coming up to Thornthwaite Crag. From then on, it was quite a nice, easy sort of hike, to be honest. You've got High Street there. That's where the race course hill is there. Then up here on the actual High Street to the knot, that wasn't too bad at all. And then it literally just went straight down and then straight up. That is a straight line there, and it really was as straight as that. I was feeling pretty tired coming up here, I'm not gonna lie. And then it's a case of coming across here to Angle Tarn. So that's day 1. So this is the weather forecast I just got on my Garmin InReach Mini 2. So this is the weather for now. So 40% chance of rain. The wind looks like it's backing off a little bit, which is great. This is midnight tonight. 20% chance of rain, 30%, 40%, 50%, 70% at 8 o'clock in the morning, just as I want to be packing up. But this is what I'm really pleased about. Hopefully, if I don't get much sleep tonight, should have a much better chance of sleep tomorrow night.